Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're going to watch this video. I have a message. So, one of the favorite Bible verses that I love is 1 Corinthians 13:11, which says, "When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, an adult, I put those childish things away." The reason why this is one of my favorite Bible verses is because it reminds me to be humble when dealing with others, and it helps me to correct myself when I want to be petty or backbiting. Yes, we all have those moments in our life when we get out of character. When I asked you earlier this week or earlier in the session to define who you are, I'm asking you, what do you call yourself? What do other people call you? And does that ever change? As an overcomer of domestic abuse, mental and physical, I know all too well what those high moments feel like. The day I stood up to my abuser and moved my child and myself out of harm's way, I was on top of the world, even though I had no money, no home, no car, and no job. I still overcame. I was no longer a child, but I did have to move back in with my mother. I made it very clear to myself that I was going to conquer that situation. I got a job as a substitute teacher. My sister loaned me her truck when she went overseas for the military. I enrolled my child in childcare. I applied for housing assistance and food stamps. And within 6 months, I had everything I needed to be an adult. This leads me to my questions. What do other people call you? As a young mother who was unwed, I'd been called a whore, a freeloader. Throughout my life, I've been called an alcoholic, a sexual, a hoe, a liar, egocentric, and yucky. Many other negative words, believe me, some of them cuss words. On the contrary, I've also been called awesome, smart, heavenly, lovely, energetic, and youthful. My name is Ashley. Let's get that very clear. My name is Ashley. And that's usually what I hear when someone calls me. But when you listen real closely, you can discern what they're really calling you. This is the part where I tell you it doesn't matter what they call you. It matters what you answer to. Remember that. It doesn't matter what they call you. It matters what you answer to. The third and final question is, does what you call yourself or what others call you ever change? Basically, what do they call you now? This is probably the most important part of the assignment. Defining who you are is necessary to know what you want others to call you. Let me say that again. Defining who you are is necessary to know what you want others to call you. I want others to call me blessed, highly favored, anointed, kind, free-spirited, lovely, joyous, humble, and many other inspirational words. In order for me to be defined in such a manner, I must display those actions and characteristics for those particular attributes. Even though the opinions of others is none of my business, I'm concerned and I am considerate of what is said at tables I want to sit at rooms I want my feet to go in. Opportunities that could change my life rest in knowing who I am, how I define myself, and what others are calling me to be. I love you. Be blessed.